Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is To Err is Human. This is the 15th essay of your book. This essay, To Err is Human, is written by Lewis Thomas. The title is from the saying, To err is human, to forgive divine. It means that it is just natural to human beings to commit mistakes which God Almighty goes on forgiving. Man can never be perfect. Only God is perfect. So anything constructed or prepared by man carried his imperfections in some way or another. The computer, the marvel or wonder of the machine age, commits mistakes because it represents an extension of the human brain. The human brain is itself faulty on many occasions. The computer, in any case, cannot be more than a human being, it must be less than him. It cannot do real thinking and dreaming. It cannot predict the future. Lewis Thomas discussed the working of computers from different angles as machines only, as machines functioning like the human brain, and as the future hope of mankind to solve its hardest problems and opening up possibilities of a worldwide social organization. He also discusses the importance of mistakes made by human beings and the fact that we live by trial and error. Lewis Thomas starts with the mistakes that computers commonly make, explains how computers are an extension of the human brain and have their limitations. He, in this way, explains in detail how mistakes are at the very base of human thoughts and how we learn by trial and error. He also makes the bold suggestions to give the computers their heads and let them make numberless mistakes, computer mistakes, for the solution of our hardest problems. First of all, we will discuss the main points of this essay. The computer is the product of man's thinking and labor. It is an extension of the human brain. It shows human weaknesses. The computer is less than human in its parts. It does not have its own feelings or thinking part. The computer commits mistakes feelinglessly, unlike a human being. It is constructed on the pattern of the human brain and can commit mistakes like it. The computer commits mistakes not as a machine but because human beings operate it. Man commits mistakes, so does the computer. It also has its own mechanical limitations. Human institutions like a laboratory, a bank, or a corporation should be prepared for mistakes. They work like a computer, which any time can commit a mistake because of human handling of it. When action begins to correct the mistakes, new ways of working those institutions in better way can be found. Whenever anything is to be done in art or science, there should be a discussion or debate. The right direction in work can then be determined. It becomes possible when errors are found in the discussion or inquiry. Then their solutions can be suggested. It is no surprise to hear of computer errors. The computer sometimes misreports our bank balances, posts letters to wrong addresses, and sends wrong shop bills to customers. The computer admits its error and tells about the mechanical adjustments being made inside, but this happens on the command of its user. The computer commits mistakes not as a machine but because human beings operate it. It is they who finger it wrongly or disturb its parts or buttons or hit the wrong key or feed it with defective programs. The computer is a machine that is operated with mechanical or operational perfection. So it is surely perfect or unfailing in its work. But human beings, with their imperfections, operate it and make its operation faulty. Besides, it has its own mechanical limitations with which it operates. Mistakes are at the very basis of our life, and we are designed to commit them. It is useful for us because we go on making right or wrong choices and go on learning the right and correct. If we were without the capacity to do wrong, we would not be able to do anything useful or to progress suitably. So we learn by trial and error and mistakes and corrections. We cannot at once and directly achieve success in any line of activity and thought, as the process of learning through mistakes is part of the success. Whenever anything new is done in art or science, there should be discussion before decision. We should discuss the possible errors in our plans. Human institutions, which are like a laboratory, a bank, or a corporation, should be prepared for mistakes. However well they might be working, in fact, they work like a computer that any time can commit a mistake because of human handling of it. A laboratory, bank, or corporation may be working very well according to its tools. So someone in it someday makes a mistake while working on it. He puts a wrong item in a bank or a wrong decimal in the figure work. He misreads a computer program for the institution and so on. Whenever anything is to be done in art or science, there should be a discussion or debate. The right direction in work can then be determined. It becomes possible when errors are found in the discussion or inquiry, then their solution can be suggested. Our bodies are to be designed that when we make mistakes, we readily correct them. Animals and other living creatures do not possess these mistake mechanisms. We as human beings can select some choices out of so many open to us in any undertaking. Except one choice, all the others are wrong. This process of selection is called exploration. It is based on human imperfection or our tendency to make mistakes. Animals do not have any mental flexibility or choice. They mostly do not show any tendency to commit mistakes. Lewis Thomas, the writer, says that mistakes are at the basis of our life. He suggests that we should give computers their heads, that is, leave them to use their thinking powers freely to commit mistakes like human beings. The computers will make available to us limitless choices for the solution of social problems together with their mistakes. The theme or thesis of the essay is that mistakes are at the very basis of our life and we are designed to commit them. This mistake making is useful for us as we go on making right and wrong choices. We go on learning the right and correct and are able to progress. यानी हम गलत और दुरुस्त सीखते चले जाते हैं और तरक्की कर सकते हैं. The writer asks us to let computers operate or use their minds on certain lines with less of guidance or interference. Let them commit huge mistakes, which the writer calls miscomputation. These mistakes could guide us to the solution of our hardest problems on the global scale. The progress of any society is possible through mistakes, changes, and improvements. These changes and improvements in machines, medicines, books, buildings, and so on are made after their old imperfections are removed. These imperfections are the result of human mistakes in some ways. The writer compares meaningfully human life with animal life. Animals who are free of mistakes and experimentation live constantly without any improvement in their life patterns. To sum up We can say that it is an interesting essay. The writer optimistically reviews human ability to make mistakes. His thesis is that it is not a negative faculty, it is rather a blessing in disguise that has made all progress of this world possible. Thanks. That's all.